Sometimes there are a number of factors towards wanting to increase the number of views in your video, one of which may be accessibility. A solution that I might suggest is using annotation links to your advantage. There are two things that made me tick when it came to using annotation links as opposed to the traditional playlists and video responses. One, apparently playlists, uploads, and favorites on a user's YouTube channel, whoever it is, will be concealed if they're less relevant to a search by the Load More button. And as for video responses, only the most recent uploads of yours are shown, meaning the earlier ones you've uploaded cannot be used as video responses, even if they're to your own video. Regardless of what type of theme you upload, you're going to find that the Load More button will still limit you in some ways, so you're going to want to make your videos more accessible if you have a lot of them. Now, it may seem a little bit complicated, but what I would probably do is remember any of these prefixes for URL links. For instance, videos always start with youtube.com/watch?v = followed by the 11-character content ID. Channels always use youtube.com/profile?user = followed by the username. Playlists always use youtube.com/view_play_list ?p = followed by the 16-character ID. And there are a number of other codes as well, but you might not need to remember all of them. Proof that cut and paste apparently works when you are making an annotation link. For instance, I'm going to set this to playlist, I'm going to paste in a video link, and the link automatically changes here to video. So you have nothing to worry about when you're using cut and paste. It'll automatically set it for you. In addition, timing is also automatically adjusted. For instance, if you have videos of, let's say, 15 minutes or less, and you type in 1 hour for the beginning time, it'll automatically set it to the very end of the video. You can make your adjustments from there. Or you can also do vice versa and set to the very beginning on the right. Apparently to a minimum of 1/10 of a second. Anyway, let's just go ahead and reset mine. Even if your playlist is really big or really small, you can use a simple system to get your playlists organized via annotation links. Here is an example of what I would do for the first video in my particular series. Here's the last, and here's only one specific video in the middle. It can differ for each one of the remaining 23 in my case. Example 1. The first video in your particular series. Look below the video when you're on the annotations page, and you will see a time map of where the annotation links can be found. For instance, this annotation link that I just clicked here is the blue one up here, which leads to the prior series. This annotation link right here, as labeled on the bottom, it leads to the last video in this one series. This leads to the playlist for this containing series. And if the viewer is crazy enough to actually watch the end of the video, no offense, the last annotation link leads to the next video in this particular series. Example 2. Since I'm currently in the middle of a particular series, the blue annotation link here just leads to the last part. Over here, we have an orange annotation link to lead to the first part of our series, yellow annotation link for the last part of our series, green one for the playlist of our series, and once again, red one for when the viewer wants to view the next video. Example 3 is the final part of a particular series that you've uploaded. The blue, green, and orange annotation links I have here do the same as they did in example 2. However, the red annotation link that usually leads to the next part leads to a brand new series. Now, hopefully you learned annotation links before you started uploading a lot of videos. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of work to do. And unfortunately, I was part of the latter. If you're an old uploader, though, at least look at the bright side of annotation links. If you make a mistake, it's not permanent. In my case, I had to add 4,600 new annotation links to my older videos. Anyway, don't be too worried if you make a mistake if you're an old uploader, because at least it can easily be fixed. Well, that's all I have to explain for now, so good luck.